The feeling of being stuck in a cycle of one-upmanship, where being right is more important than being effective, is a common experience for many. It's a sense of being trapped in a never-ending competition, where every conversation feels like a battle to be won. You're not alone in this feeling, and it's not just a personality quirk. It's a symptom of a deeper issue. As we navigate our personal and professional relationships, this need to be right can often override our desire to be effective, leading to stagnation and conflict. This is a critical issue that affects not just our individual growth, but also our ability to thrive in a rapidly changing world. The question is, what's driving this need to be right, and how can we break free from its limitations? This need to be right is often rooted in our desire for self-validation and recognition. We crave the feeling of being superior, of having the upper hand in any given situation. But this desire can quickly become an all-consuming force, driving us to prioritize being right over being effective. It's a subtle distinction, but one that has significant implications for our personal and professional relationships. When we're more focused on being right than on finding solutions, we create an environment of competition and mistrust, rather than collaboration and mutual growth. This can lead to a breakdown in communication and an inability to adapt to changing circumstances. As we'll explore further, this dichotomy between being right and being effective is at the heart of a much deeper issue, one that affects not just our individual relationships, but also our ability to navigate the complexities of the modern world. The law of polarity suggests that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This principle applies to wisdom, resulting in two distinct types: earthly and heavenly wisdom. Earthly wisdom is characterized by a focus on self-aggrandizement, a desire to be right, and a need for external validation. It's a wisdom that's rooted in the ego and is often driven by a sense of competition and mistrust. On the other hand, heavenly wisdom is marked by a desire to create value, to serve others, and to find common ground. It's a wisdom that's rooted in a sense of humility and is often driven by a desire for mutual growth and understanding. As we'll explore further, the distinction between these two types of wisdom is critical and has significant implications for our personal and professional relationships. The pursuit of self-validation and being right is a major driver of conflict and stagnation in personal and professional relationships. When we're more focused on being right than on finding solution, we create an environment of competition and mistrust, rather than collaboration and mutual growth. This can lead to a breakdown in communication and an inability to adapt to changing circumstances. As we'll explore further, this dichotomy between being right and being effective is at the heart of a much deeper issue, one that affects not just our individual relationships, but also our ability to navigate the complexities of the modern world. The question is, how can we break free from the limitations of earthly wisdom and cultivate a more heavenly approach to wisdom? The ability to create value for others is a key determinant of true wealth and wisdom. When we're focused on creating value rather than being right, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. We begin to see the world in a different light, as a complex web of relationships and interdependencies, rather than a series of individual competitions. This shift in perspective allows us to cultivate a more heavenly approach to wisdom, one that's rooted in a sense of humility and mutual growth. As we'll explore further, this approach to wisdom is critical for navigating the complexities of the modern world and for creating a more just and equitable society. The current societal emphasis on self-promotion and competition is actually a major obstacle to personal growth and sovereignty. When we're more focused on promoting ourselves rather than creating value for others, we reinforce the patterns of earthly wisdom. We create a culture of individualism and competition, rather than one of collaboration and mutual growth. This can lead to a sense of disconnection and isolation, as we become more focused on our own individual pursuits, rather than the greater good. As we'll explore further, this emphasis on self-promotion is a major driver of the issues we face in the modern world, and must be addressed if we're to create a more just and equitable society. The cultivation of heavenly wisdom requires a willingness to let go of ego-driven motivations and to embrace a more humble, peaceful, and collaborative approach to life and relationships. But this means being open to new ideas and perspectives, and being willing to listen and learn from others. It means being focused on creating value rather than being right, and being willing to adapt and evolve in response to changing circumstances. As we'll explore further, this approach to wisdom is critical for navigating the complexities of the modern world and for creating a more just and equitable society. The question is, how can we cultivate this approach to wisdom, and what tools and frameworks can we use to support us on this journey? By adopting a new framework for discerning and cultivating wisdom, individuals can break free from the limitations of earthly wisdom and unlock their full potential for value creation and sovereignty. This framework must be rooted in a sense of humility and a willingness to listen and learn from others. It must be focused on creating value rather than being right, and must be adaptable and resilient in the face of changing circumstances. As we'll explore further, this framework is critical for navigating the complexities of the modern world and for creating a more just and equitable society. The question is, what does this framework look like, and how can we begin to implement it in our own lives? The journey to wisdom is a lifelong path, one that requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to learn and grow. It's a journey that's filled with twists and turns, and one that requires us to be adaptable and resilient in the face of changing circumstances. As we navigate this journey, we must be mindful of the distinction between earthly and heavenly wisdom, and must strive to cultivate a more heavenly approach to wisdom. This means being focused on creating value rather than being right, and being willing to listen and learn from others. It means being open to new ideas and perspectives, and being willing to adapt and evolve in response to changing circumstances. As we'll explore further, this journey is critical for our personal and professional growth and for creating a more just and equitable society. The question is, how can we embark on this journey, and what tools and frameworks can we use to support us along the way? As we navigate this lifelong journey to wisdom, it's essential to recognize the underlying mechanism that drives our pursuit of self-validation. This is exactly why the desire to be right can be so detrimental to our growth, as it reinforces the ego-driven motivations that hinder our ability to create genuine value. Remember when we said that the ability to create value for others is a key determinant of true wealth and wisdom? This is precisely why we need to re-examine our priorities and focus on cultivating a more humble, peaceful, and collaborative approach to life and relationships. The current societal emphasis on self-promotion and competition only serves to exacerbate this issue, as it encourages us to prioritize our own interests over the needs and desires of others. By acknowledging this flawed wisdom paradigm, we can begin to break free from its limitations and unlock our full potential for value creation and sovereignty. The implications of this flawed wisdom paradigm are far-reaching and profound. As we continue to prioritize self-validation over genuine value creation, we risk becoming increasingly obsolete in an exponentially changing world. This is not just a matter of personal growth, but also of survival, as those who fail to adapt and evolve will be left behind. The gap between the sovereign and the sleeping is widening every day, and it's essential that we take immediate action to bridge this divide. By recognizing the mechanism behind our pursuit of self-validation, we can begin to develop a more nuanced understanding of the needs and desires of others, and cultivate a more empathetic and compassionate approach to life and relationships. This in turn will enable us to create more value and contribute to the greater good, rather than simply perpetuating our own ego-driven agendas. So what does this mean for our daily lives? How can we begin to break free from the limitations of this flawed wisdom paradigm and cultivate a more sovereign approach to life and relationships? The answer lies in developing a deeper understanding of the needs and desires of others and learning to prioritize their value creation over our own self-validation. This requires a willingness to let go of our ego-driven motivations and embrace a more humble, peaceful, and collaborative approach to life. By doing so, we can begin to create more genuine value and contribute to the greater good. rather than simply perpetuating our own interests. Remember, the ability to create value for others is a key determinant of true wealth and wisdom, and it's essential that we prioritize this in our daily lives. The sovereign alternative to this flawed wisdom paradigm is a framework that prioritizes value creation and peaceful coexistence. This requires a deep understanding of the needs and desires of others, as well as a willingness to let go of our ego-driven motivations and embrace a more humble, peaceful, and collaborative approach to life. By adopting this framework, we can begin to create more genuine value and contribute to the greater good, rather than simply perpetuating our own interests. This, in turn, will enable us to thrive in an exponentially changing world, rather than becoming increasingly obsolete. The key to this framework lies in recognizing the interdependence of all things and understanding that our individual success is tied to the success of those around us. As we adopt this new framework, we'll begin to notice a shift in our perspective and our approach to life. We'll start to see the world as a complex, interconnected system and recognize the value of our individual contributions to the greater good. We'll begin to prioritize the needs and desires of others and learn to create more genuine value in our daily lives. This, in turn, will enable us to build stronger, more meaningful relationships and cultivate a sense of community and belonging. The implications of this shift are profound and will have a lasting impact on our personal and collective growth. By embracing this new framework, we'll be able to thrive in an exponentially changing world and create a brighter, more sustainable future for ourselves and those around us. The journey to wisdom is not a solo endeavor, but a collective one. As we adopt this new framework and prioritize value creation and peaceful coexistence, we'll begin to notice a shift in the world around us. We'll start to see more peoples embracing a more humble, peaceful, and collaborative approach to life and recognizing the value of their individual contributions to the greater good. This, in turn, will create a ripple effect, inspiring others to do the same and driving a wave of positive change in the world. The key to this collective growth lies in our ability to communicate effectively and to build strong, meaningful relationships with those around us. By doing so, we'll be able to create a more just, equitable, and sustainable world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. So what's the next step on this journey to wisdom? How can we begin to prioritize value creation and peaceful coexistence in our daily lives? The answer lies in adopting a new mindset, one that recognizes the interdependence of all things and understands that our individual success is tied to the success of those around us. By embracing this mindset, we'll be able to create more genuine value, build stronger relationships, and drive positive change in the world. The time to start this journey is now, as the gap between the sovereign and the sleeping is widening every day. By taking immediate action, we can bridge this divide and create a brighter, more sustainable future for ourselves and those around us. Join us in this journey, and together let's create a world that prioritizes value creation, peaceful coexistence, and the well-being of all individuals. To learn more about the Sovereign Synthesis Framework and to begin your journey to wisdom, visit sovereignsynthesis.com.